guys, and welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. My name is Stephanie and welcome to my channel. I've got some really good meals for you guys this week, so let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so first up, I am prepping a spaghetti squash for dinner tonight. I purposely did not speed up this clip so that you guys don't think this is super easy to cut through or anything. This was definitely a beast, and I struggled with it for a little bit, but then I ended up just like Donkey Kong, ripping it open with my hands, but I cut it most of the way. So just a heads up, you guys, there's not really a Pinterest recipe or anything on this. This was one of those days where I was in a rush to get to work in the morning and I totally forgot to take something out. So basically this was kind of just everything that I just had on hand. So I just threw it together and called it a meal. So they're out of the oven, they've cooled off, and I'm just kind of taking a fork and raking out the inside, and I'll show you how much you get. It's enough for definitely at least 4 people. We definitely had a ton of leftovers, so just one I think would be fine to feed 4 people. So yeah, that's just the sauce over it. We're just serving it with some garlic bread on the side. I haven't gotten out of the oven yet. I put some parsley for some flair, and that was dinner that night. Alright, so for dinner tonight, I did check out some chicken, not really again a recipe or anything, just some chicken in a pan. I always cut my chicken breast in half because I'm paranoid that I'm not cooking the chicken breast all the way through, but that's just me being crazy. So I'm just going to go ahead and season this up with my normal seasonings that I have around, and I'm just going to throw it in the pan and get it cooked up. So this may gross you guys out, but it's like the best way to season both sides of the chicken because there's always like super excess seasoning. So I just decided to kind of like use it up that way, but you definitely could just season both sides individually if you want. So for sides, I'm going to be doing broccoli and couscous, and every time I say the words couscous, or is that words or word, whatever, every time I say it, I can always think of Josh, just such a dork. He's like, that it's the food so nice they named it twice. So there you go, little fun fact for you. That's not really a fact, but whatever. Anyway, so I am just gonna put some like veggies in it to kind of jazz it up a little bit, because every time I've had couscous, relatively flavorless. So I am making one from like a box with like a seasoning packet in it, but I just wanted to go ahead and add some extra veggies in there when I could. So basically what I'm doing here is just taking the chicken out of the pan to kind of like cut down on dishes, and I'm just gonna cook my broccoli in here, and it'll get like some flavoring from the chicken. So what I'm gonna do with this broccoli is just cook it with a little bit of water to steam it, and then add a little bit of butter and some ranch seasoning for flavor. Alright, and that is dinner tonight. Definitely loved the couscous with the extra veggies in it. Everything was really, really good. Alright guys, sheet pan dinner night. You guys know that's definitely a favorite of mine. So I am making ranch, potatoes, and pork chops, and I will link the Pinterest recipe below and show you how I make it. So basically what I'm doing here, guys, is I'm making like a hole big enough to put these pork chops on here. I baked the potatoes for about 20 minutes before I put the pork chops on so that the pork chops wouldn't dry out. But yeah, so I had to make a little hole for them so that they can fit in there after that. So this is what it looks like when it comes out of the oven. This was absolutely delicious. We just had it with a salad and it was super easy and a super good dinner. Alright guys, so this morning I am putting together a slow cooker recipe that I could just leave while I'm at work. This was a recipe kind of born out of, I didn't have an au jus packet when I was trying to make Mississippi roast, so I just put in like this Lipton onion soup packet, and it's the best mistake I ever made. So good, you guys, so good. Alright guys, so what I'm doing here is I'm skimming the fat off the top. I removed the meat to shred, but there's so much fat, so I just want to kind of take some off. Alright, so I took some meat aside from the meat that I shredded for a recipe that you guys will see next week. I love the cook once, use twice method, so I definitely try to utilize that whenever I can. So I'm trying to be a little more adventurous with my sides instead of just doing like potatoes or rice. So I'm using pierogies this time. These were amazing. Oh my gosh, I love pierogies. They're very good, and they were delicious and worked really well with this meal. Okay, so this is everything all plated up. You guys, it really benefited me this week to try some new sides. The couscous was delicious, and these pierogies are literally like on fire. So good. The whole meal was delicious, but definitely the pierogies made it, so I'm definitely happy I tried them. Alright guys, so that's gonna do it for me today. Thank you so much again for tuning in. You guys are awesome. I hope everybody loved this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. I hope everyone has a blessed and awesome weekend.